Gary, if you'll get the newspaper, and then you're going to serve as the opponent.
Okay. If anybody needs to, I mean, if you guys aren't seeing well, please feel free to come stand up.
So Gary's reading the newspaper, he's minding his own business, and here comes an intruder.
That looks interesting. You're in there. Suffer's worst job. Watchman. You know what time it is? Yeah, sure. No, thanks. You look delirious anyway. Oh, you're not gonna do that again.
One more.
Okay.
Thank you. Notice how he didn't get riled up, he stayed calm, he was able to move with it. The moment we get upset or angry, our vibration starts to become static. But when we're relaxed, answers come to you. You know they come at a different time. Maybe you're in the shower or when men are shaving. They're very quiet at that time, and then ideas come to you at those quiet times. You're being centered at that time. The last one is to show you, well, we have one more. We're going to show you, actually, why we do the tumbles. So, again, starting from Koho Tento Undo, see how round, most people can do this. And movement is good for the body. It's good, it massages the back, it's good for your internal organs, because as you know, as you mature in age, if you become sedentary, the gravity starts to pull the organs down. If you're sitting too much, this is a simple exercise, it's not aerobic, but if before you exercise or even walk, this exercises the whole body. Okay, so when we learn to blend with the ground, because if you accidentally slip on something, you're not going to be injurious to the body. So he shows a backward roll and a forward tumble. And Gary, if you'll push him from behind. Let's say he doesn't know Gary's there and he gets pushed. And if he doesn't know how to blend with the ground, that's how people fall. Because they don't know and they fear. The fear sets in. So, if he learns to go with the flow, and from the front, let's do it incorrectly. Okay, and again, correctly. So we learn this over and over again, and many of our students, and we have a student that's in his 70s, and he was going to the symphony one night, and I guess he missed the curve, and he went right into a tumble, and had just a piece of thread off his suit. He didn't get hurt at all. Wow. So many of the students tell us, they're on a motorcycle, they go up in the air, they go into a tumble, there's no injuries. So the last part of this is, you can only do one thing at a time. And you know that if you get scattered and you focus your energy in many different places, you're not in the present moment. And we're going to depict this very clearly with 3 attackers and George. Now, we're going to show this first if George is not centered and he's attempting to do more than one thing at a time. As you may. Okay, good. Now, he's going to blend, he's going to move, he's going to be like water. He's going to look for openings. He's not necessarily going to look at the attackers, but he's going to find openings. It's going to be fluid. Ajime. One more. Oh, very good. I have a centering exercise that I want to show you, and you can do this sitting down in your chairs, and I'd like you to participate while we do this. It's very simple. First of all, the center on the physical body is about 2 inches below the navel. And it's inward between the navel and the spine, right down the center of your body. And this is the seat of power. This is where you get that gut feeling. When you feel something, you don't always listen to it. It's right here. So this exercise, and they can do it in this position, and you'll watch first, they will rock from the center until the body comes to a gradual stop. And when they stop, you're going to be able to see their weight is evenly distributed, their nose is lined up to their navel, they're centered physically. So in your chairs, you can, let's rock back and forth, and I can do it standing up, and then slow down to a gradual stop until you completely stop. And you feel that feeling of being centered? It's a very peaceful feeling. So before you make a decision, be centered. Before you start to meditate, be centered. You can do this in the car, you can do this in the airplane, you can do this before you have to give a speech. Be centered before you do that. Be connected. And it's a very simple exercise that I want to share with you, and it's in the handouts for you, to remember that when you're centered, you don't need to do a lot of things to get that feeling of being alive. You don't need to go to those amusement parks to get that thrill, because you don't feel those feelings anymore. Because when you're centered, you're always alive. Thank you very much.